Everybody's out here sipping on cortisol teas and cutting caffeine like that's gonna melt away belly fat. Your stress does not start in your coffee cup. I'm not anti-tea. I love my kava. I love my CBD, even good Delta 8 chill night. If you think that one mug of calm is going to undo years of burnout, overwhelm, and overgiving, I'm here to disrupt that bullshit. You don't lower cortisol by drinking something. You lower it by living differently. Cortisol isn't the villain. It's the survival hormone that just keeps you alive through the deadlines, the toddlers, the teenagers, the heartbreaks, the relationships, the chaos of modern life. The problem isn't cortisol itself, it's that you're never switching it off. You wake up already on the edge, you scroll through the stress, you multitask your way through meals, and then you fall asleep replaying everything like it didn't finish. That's not a hormone problem. That's a nervous system problem. And until you learn to regulate your nervous system, no supplement, no tea, no adaptogen is gonna save you. This is where the real work begins. Not quick fixes, but nervous system regulation. And no, this is not gonna be any woo-woo stuff. It's science. Let's talk tools that help you change your biology. 1, deep breathing. 5 slow breaths. It's not cliche. It actually resets a switch in your vagus nerve. It literally tells your body you're safe. 2, body scans. A little mindfulness. That tension that hides in your jaws, your shoulders, your gut. Just a 30-second scan or a minute in the middle of your day can stop a stress spiral before it completely hijacks your afternoon. 3, meditation or mindful music. I'm talking about lo-fi beats, sound baths, jazz, whatever chills you out. For me, that's about a 5-10 minute morning ritual. I put on a little sound bath, and that's changed everything. I wake up and I say to myself, before you give to the world, give to yourself. Just with having that moment of stillness in the morning, the rest of my day flows with me instead of fighting against me. 4, walking. I know you see all those vests with walking all over the internet, but this is one of my favorites, and it's not just for fat loss. It's nervous system therapy, just on 2 legs. Every step you take, it's telling your body, look, girl, we okay. Walking is one of the most underrated stress management tools on the planet. It is not just cardio, it is therapy. If this is already hitting home, you'll definitely want to check out my video, Why Stress is Making You Gain Weight. In that one, I break down exactly how elevated cortisol changes your metabolism and why just relaxing doesn't cut it. Let's talk about the stress that lives in your head. If your brain feels like 47 tabs open, you're not failing, you're just overloaded. Here's how to calm the chaos. Batch your task. Stop bouncing from one thing to another all day. It's completely frying your nervous system. Every time you context switch, your brain has to restart. It's like reopening 20 browser tabs every 5 minutes. No wonder you're completely exhausted. When you can, group your task by category or energy. For me, all of my admin work happens early in the morning before my kids wake up. That's a window somewhere between like 4:30 to 8 o'clock, and it's sacred. That's when I clear my inbox, I answer messages, I plan out my day, and I get all of that mental clutter out of the way before the chaos begins. Then I batch my coaching calls together later in the day so my energy stays in one lane. I'm fully Coach Erica for that block of time, not bouncing between coach, mom, business admin every 10 minutes. When you create that kind of flow, whether you're in corporate, creative work, or just running your own business, your nervous system finally gets a chance to breathe. Set boundaries. Let's talk about boundaries. I like this subject. And not just the kind that involves saying no to people. Boundaries are about energy. It's about protecting your peace and about creating breathing room in a world that's like constantly demanding you. There are 4 kinds of boundaries that will completely change your stress levels. 1, digital boundaries. You don't even realize how overstimulated your nervous system is until you stop scrolling. I started noticing that after a few minutes on social media, my chest would tighten, my focus would fade, and suddenly I'd feel anxious for for no reason. That's when I started paying attention, tuning into my body. Now I actually limit my screen time. I don't scroll before bed. And if something makes me feel heavy, I mute it, unfollow it, or even delete the app for a while. Boundaries are just not really about restriction. They are about regulation. And it's not just on social media. I even shut off news channels years ago because I was done with the constant flood of fear-based news. These days, I just get updates from people I trust or my kids' news magazine that they get because it's short, to the point, and it doesn't cause anxiety. If your screen time is making your stress worse, it's not your imagination. Your brain wasn't built for constant input. You have to give it some silence. 2, time boundaries. If your calendar looks like a game of Tetris, that's not productivity. That is like burnout in disguise. Start asking yourself, do I really have the capacity for this before I say yes? Because every yes you say to something that you don't want to do is actually a no to yourself. Protect your time like your peace depends on it, because it really does. Say no to the extra meetings. Say no to the last minute favor that throws you off for the whole week. Say no to being everyone's emotional support hotline when you're actually running on empty. You're allowed to set limits. You're allowed to protect your bandwidth. You don't owe an explanation for prioritizing your peace and your health. 3, relationship boundaries. Some people in your life are peace multipliers. Others are energy drain. You know exactly who I'm talking about. Setting boundaries with relationships, it doesn't mean that you're going to cut people off. It just means being clear about what you're going to allow in your space. If a relationship leaves you anxious, defensive, or constantly second-guessing yourself, that's your cue to reevaluate your proximity, your closeness to that person. Sometimes the boundary isn't a confrontation, it's simply distance, a little less access, a little more protection. And trust me, when you stop giving your peace away, you're going to realize how much energy you actually have to give to yourself. 4, emotional boundaries. This one's a little bit subtle, but powerful. You don't have to absorb other people's chaos. Care without caring. You can listen without fixing. You can love people deeply without letting their storm move into your house. Boundaries aren't selfish. They're really sacred. They're how you teach others how to treat you. When I talk about setting boundaries, I'm talking about just building filters that keep you grounded. They're not walls that are there to shut out people. They are doors to open when you choose to open them, because peace isn't something that you're just gonna stumble upon. It is really something that you have to protect. Boundaries aren't just about saying no. They're about deciding what gets access to your peace. Declutter your space. Clutter is a visual noise. Clear the pile, clear your mind. And listen, I've got 3 kids. They know how to turn a house into a hot mess in less than 5 minutes. In this way, I don't aim for perfection, but I do aim for peace. When the house looks like chaos, I feel chaotic. I feel dysregulated. I feel distracted. I feel edgy. Even if it's just one room, one corner, one countertop, create a space that creates some calm for you. Clean lines, an open surface, fewer things. When your environment is lighter, your brain is too. Plan your week. Plans create freedom. List, create clarity. And listen, life is not going to go perfectly, but when you plan ahead, you move with intention instead of always being reactive. Plan your workouts like appointments. Plan your meals like you're giving your future self a little bit of a favor. It doesn't have to be fancy. Maybe already knowing there's going to be a meatless Monday, a taco Tuesday, a Wednesday pasta night, a Thursday fish night. What you're doing is removing that decision fatigue. And decision fatigue is one of the biggest hidden stressors that we have. When you create structure, you create calm. You don't need another supplement. You need a system that makes your nervous system feel safe. When you start living with a flow and structure, your body just finally gets the signal that it's been waiting for. It's time to relax. Here's the part that no one talks about, but we're gonna get spicy. Self-pleasure is one of the most powerful stress regulating tools that we have, yet we treat it like it's shameful. When you give your body permission to feel pleasure, no goal, no partner, just presence, you release oxytocin, the body's natural antidote to cortisol. This isn't about sex. It's about safety. It's about getting out of your head and back into your body. Yes, self-pleasure counts as nervous system work, and you don't need to apologize for it. If this topic speaks to you, you're going to love my video 5 proven ways to reignite your sex drive in your 40s. It's about libido, hormones, reclaiming your sensual energy, and not just for your partner, but for you. Let's bring this all together. You want to lower cortisol, right? Here's what actually works. 1, 5 minutes of deep breathing. 2, daily walks outdoors. 3, 10 minutes of music or meditation. 4, a clutter-free space. 5, boundaries that protect your peace. And 6, a touch of pleasure and play every week. You don't need perfection. You just need practice. Healing stress isn't sexy. It's consistency. You're not broken. You're just overstimulated, undersupported, and out of sync with your body. Before you go buying another supplement, ask yourself, have I built a life that feels safe to live in? If you're ready to go deeper, not just understanding stress, but rewiring how your mind and body respond to it, make sure to grab my free Mindset Mastery Toolkit. It's designed to help you overcome limiting beliefs and shift that inner dialogue you're having so you can finally calm the chaos from the inside out. You will find the link in the description below. If this video hit home, your next step is mindset. Go watch Is Your Mindset Really Sabotaging Your Weight Loss? Until you shift your thoughts, you are just recreating the same old chaos. Keep moving, keep glowing, because you are sexy, strong, and unstoppable.